It's painful. Patients don't want your help, and you're not exactly sure how to get through to them. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to work with people who don't always want your help as a dietitian. Now, I've been teaching motivational interviewing in higher education for over a decade now. I'm well familiar with the tactics of motivational interviewing, and I know that this skill takes a bit of time to practice as a dietitian. Many of us weren't trained to practice motivational interviewing in school, or if we were, the training was minimum. And as a clinician in private practice or in various settings, we do need to learn how to practice these skills to make sure that we're effectively getting through to patients. So firstly, what is behavior change modification? Behavior change modification in simple terms is the process of making intentional and positive adjustments to your actions, habits, or behaviors to achieve a specific goal or improve your life. So say you want to eat some more fruits and vegetables to be healthier. Instead of having chips as a snack, you start eating apples and carrots as a snack instead. Now, this behavior change modification, in this example, you're replacing a less healthy habit with a healthier one to improve your nutrition. And the process of making this change can happen when you elicit conversations with, let's say, the dietitian in this scenario, and they're helping you walk through what it looks like to make these small changes where you're eliciting a different behavior. Well, I want to share an example of what this counseling can look like. Say someone's diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And your role as a dietitian in talking with this person that's diagnosed with type 2 diabetes would be talking to them and using a specific style of how you talk to them about what it might look like to make one or two small changes in their behavior. The way you have this conversation follows a certain pattern, so let me share that secret with you. Examples can include asking open-ended questions, such as, "Oh, you were newly diagnosed with diabetes. Are you familiar with what that means?" And you want to give space and give a chance for the patient or the client to answer. Another tactic is exploring ambivalence. So if you see that somebody is acting ambivalent, you want to ask further questions about why they might be acting ambivalent to help them with behavior change modification. Collaborative goal setting is another tactic that I love. So instead of that dictatorship where you're telling somebody what to do or you're setting a goal for them, if you take a collaborative approach, you find out if somebody even wants to set a goal. And you're with active listening and employing empathy and exploring ambivalence, you want to find out the best way to get through to your patient by figuring out where they're at right now, meaning what are they willing to do. Behavior change modification can help with improved dietary choices, improved habits and patterns, disease prevention and management. This is well documented by research as well. This is considered a gold standard of counseling. A customized approach, because again, if you're practicing exploring ambivalence and empathy and reflective listening, you're making that session and that exchange of time with that patient or client about them and about their goals. And once somebody else feels seen and heard, especially if they're newly diagnosed with, let's say, type 2 diabetes, they're more willing to explore solutions that are customized to fit their lifestyle if you make the conversation about them and where they're at right now. I want to mention the stages of change model. You might already be familiar with the stages of change model, and this can help you think theoretically about where somebody is right now in terms of their readiness to change their behavior. Now, there are several stages in this model, also called the trans-theoretical stages of change model. First, you have pre-contemplation stage. This is where people are reluctant and no immediate action will be taken if somebody is considered in this stage. Then we move up to the contemplation stage of change. People in this stage are aware but not committed yet towards taking action. They might be ambivalent. The next stage includes preparation. People might be setting goals and making specific action steps in this stage. In the action stage, you've got people who are taking the most charge, and you're going to see the most visible, tangible results in the action stage. Maintenance stage includes a sustained behavior for a period of time. And then the last couple stages are optional: termination, and that might be when someone has successfully achieved their results after the maintenance stage. And then you also have relapse, which might mean somebody regresses back to one of their old patterns or behaviors. And then you want to, again, go back to your toolbox of exploring ambivalence, empathy, reflective listening, open-ended questions to try to help them, again, through those stages of change. Now, in terms of expectations when working with clients or patients who might be resistant, Keep in mind that this process is not always fluid and it can take some time. If you think people don't want your help as a dietitian, I want to ask you, have you employed empathy in your conversations with that particular patient? Have you focused on building rapport, which is an important part of making somebody feel comfortable? Have you practiced listening actively? Really making sure you're holding space with somebody and you're not talking over them, but you're giving them space to speak. You are providing education, but not unless if they ask, and you're making sure that your education and goal setting are collaborative and they're not based on your needs and wants, but based on the patient's wants and needs. You want to offer choices and let the patient or client take control over what they want and need. Let them set their goals and let them set any kind of objectives related to their goals of how they want the session to go and thereafter. You want to offer ongoing support and let the patient or the client know that they have an opportunity, if they choose, to come back and return to you for later checkups and visits. It's essential to remain respectful when it comes to communicating with patients who might be in the pre-contemplation or contemplation stage in the trans-theoretical model, meaning patients that are a little bit reluctant to change. Now, that's a lot of people. And if you can really focus on building your skills and employing empathy and practicing the tactics we talked about today, you'll have a better chance of taking patients that might seem like they're resistant and not ready and helping them make small changes towards positive behaviors. Now, if you're looking to improve your counseling skills so that you can help more people and create more impact as a registered dietitian, I invite you to join the library linked below. I want you to watch this next video about client success linked above.